the most exciting competition in the world. Trust me, a team like Comoros shocked even Ghana. In AFCON. The qualification is going to start. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to another exciting episode of PHS Football. My name is Prince Hamdan. As usual, as you can see from my smiles and my gestures, I'm super excited because African football is about to come to life again. The AFCON Qualifier Draw was held yesterday at Super Sports Studios in South Africa, and there's a lot of excitement in the draw and all of that. So I'm here to take you through what actually happened on the day. First of all, the draws were picked by two legendary African football players. Talk about Ms. Faye. Ms. Faye is the coach of Ivory Coast. We all know what happened during the AFCON when Ivory Coast was hosting the AFCON, and he had to come in to replace their substantive coach, and he performed amazingly well, and they picked the trophy. So as we speak right now, Ivory Coast are the defending champions of AFCON. And also, Ms. Faye is a former Ivorian player. He's a former Ivorian player as well. And also, the former Moroccan star striker, Marwan Chamak, was also part of the draw pickers. Amazing African footballers right there. So they came, so it was in the studio premises. So a few people were around to watch and all of that. It wasn't like a big auditorium where we have a lot of people coming in or a lot of participants in and all of that. It was only two people who were picking it, Ms. Faye and Marwan, the Moroccan striker, former Moroccan striker. They were the people who were doing the picking and all of that. And I think there is a criteria by which the draw or the players or the teams, the countries were picked and put in the pot. So in all, we had 4 pots with 12 teams each, or with 12 countries in each pot. So what happened was that pot 1 was supposed to, in June 2024, CAF came out with its rankings with regards to its member federations. And so from the 1st to the 12th were in pot 1, in that order. So it was ranked from highest to the lowest in ranks in the CAF member countries. So Morocco is first in Africa, and I think this 2024 ranking, I would make a video about it and show you how the rankings are. But then basically that was what the ranking was. How the ranking was done. Top 12 in the first pot 1, second best 12 in the second pot 2, third best 12 in pot 3, and the last best 12 in pot 4. And the CAF is the African AFCON is participated by 48 nations, 48 African nations, and these were the countries that were put in the pots to be placed for qualification. So what actually happened was that they started from pot 4. So whenever they pick from pot 4, right, it goes to, and we had about 12 groups. So 12 countries. So it means 12 groups, 12 countries in 4 pots. So each pot, all the 4 pots represented 4 teams or 4 countries in each group. So if you pick one from pot 4, one from pot 3, one from pot 2, one from pot 1, that represented what? Group A. Right? That represented Group A. So basically that was how it was picked. So it started from Marwan's side. He started with pot 4. He picked the first one. The first one he picked went to Group A 4. That is the last on the group A4. I'll show you how the structure is in the screen. So Group A4 was the first. Then he went to Group B4, Group C4, in that order until it got to the last, the 12th letter. I don't know if you understand the point I'm making. Yes, until it got to the 12th letter. Then he came to, and that was all the countries in pot 4. So he came to pot 3. So pot 3, pot 3 will be for Group A, Group A, C, Group B, C, Group D, C, till the last 12 letter. You get the point I'm making. So he picked the first one, Group A, 3, or Group A, C. The next one, Group B, C, or Group B, third country. And then the next one in that order until the 12 finished. Then it came to MS Fai's picks. He picked from pot 2, and then pot 1. It started from the end coming to the beginning, which was pot 2 and pot 1 for MS Fai. So MS Fai also started with pot 2, which means that Group A2 or Group AB country, second country, right? In that order until he finished. So it started Group A, Group A2 or Group AB, B or Group B2, Group C 2 or Group CB, in that order until all the countries finished. All the countries finished on that pot. Then he came to pot A or pot 1. That was where the giants in Africa were in. The top 12 best countries in Africa were in pot A. And as I told you earlier on, that was how the selection criteria was, based on the first 12, the second 12 best, the third 12 best, and the fourth 12 best. So now it was pot A. So he picked, so pot A, the first pick was Group AA or Group A1. Then the second pick was Group BA or Group B1. The third pick was Group C A or Group C1. So all the pot 1 countries were in either Group A1 or Group B1, Group B, C1 or Group D1. You can say 1 or A. All of those are the same. To tell you that they are the first, in all the group. And I think why I think that is fair is that if you look at it, definitely, though we know that Africa, all the African countries now are doing amazingly well, but we still have some big guns. So they splitted the top from the bottom because they wanted to mix them so that we don't have all the, top guns meeting in one group, right? Or having all the low teams or the lower countries meeting in one group. But if you mix it from pot 1, you have one person there. From pot 2, you have from pot 1, you have one person there in group A. From pot 2, you have another person there in group A. From pot 3, you have another one person there in group. So in group AC, then you have another pot 4 category of team still in Group A as well. So it makes the team balanced. So definitely you have a first-tier team in Group A, a second-tier team in Group A, a third-tier team in Group A, and a fourth-tier team in Group A. But not to say that these teams are not, good. The point is that in the wisdom of CAF, they feel that if it is done that way, it makes it balanced. But we have seen what some of these teams we classify as not, top tier do when it comes to AFCON and its, games. A team like, what's the name? Comoros shocked even Ghana in AFCON. You get the point I'm making. So AFCON by far is the most exciting competition in the world. Trust me, AFCON, the most colorful, the most amazing. This is where you see a lot of amazing celebrations. Not to talk about last AFCON's colorful opening ceremony and all of that. AFCON is always exciting. And if you're watching from Europe and other parts of the world, trust me, AFCON is the place to be. And so the after the draw, the qualification is going to start this September end in November. They are still yet to bring out the fixtures, but it's going to start in September and end in November. Trust me, we are going to be bringing you everything from beginning to end. When it comes to African football, we are always top. We are first. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and put on your post notification, because you are going to be getting a lot more. And also, the competition itself is starting in December, 21st December 2025, and it ends in January 2026. 2026. Right, and there are some very interesting draws in which I'll be making a video about. For example, Nigeria is meeting Benin again after they met in the World Cup qualifiers, and Benin, was ruthless to Nigeria. So I'm going to be making a video about some of the interesting draws, and I'm also going to be making a video about the entire draw for you to see the every country and which group they are. So I'm going to be making a video about that because of that, you can subscribe, put on your post notification, so that when I drop that video, you'll be the first to see it. If you've also watched the draw, you can leave us a comment what you think about some of the countries that are pairing and what you make of the entire AFCON in general. Thank you very much. I think I'll leave this video here and then make another video for the draws and the countries that we think are going to be topping their groups and are going to be qualifying for AFCON 2025 in Morocco. Guys, thank you very much. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. My name is Prince Hamdan. See you in the next video. Peace. I'm out.